Delatina for our product introduction. Jessica, take it away.
Thank you, Jeff. And hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, because I know we are a global company. So I know we have some partners here all over the world. Again, my name is Jessica Delatina, Sales Master, based here in Pennsylvania. Hello, hello. Thank you again for um, gonna present this presentation of two new products here in Atomy, USA. So I'm so excited. There's a lot of people kind of want to know about these two products, and so am I. That when I researched for all this information about this product, I was so excited for all this wonderful products that we have right now. So without further ado, let me share my screen. So I'm going to start with the first product that was just released last week, and this is our Atomy Psyllium Husk. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So a lot of people are like asking, what is Atomy Psyllium Husk? So first and foremost, let us start with, it's mostly more of our gastrointestinal system. Okay. Think of our gastrointestinal system like a factory. A factory, what it does, it grabs all the raw materials and it processes it, and then it would, have will produce something, get rid of the waste and everything. So that's our gastrointestinal system, meaning the stomach, our intestines, that sort of thing. So, but of course, to keep that flowing, sometimes, the factory needs to have some, they have to clean up the thing, the the way the machines or something. So in a sense, this psyllium husk is similar to that. So one of the big problems of our current day and age is because we have lots of all these processed foods, and sometimes this disrupts our intestinal system, gastrointestinal system. But anyway, before I get started, I already got started, but this is a disclaimer. The following slides are prepared for educational purposes only. It does not claim or intend to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Okay. So back to what I was saying, I'm saying that, in our day and age, we eat a lot of processed foods, and some of them are low in fiber, and that disrupts our gastrointestinal system. And what happens if you don't have enough fiber in your diet? You see it in your body, and you could feel it. 6 main signs of fiber deficiency. First and foremost, constipation and bloating. If you eat too much, pizza or other refined foods or anything like that, no fiber in it, you feel bloated and constipated. You feel it right away. What else? Of course, you just ate and then suddenly, oh, I'm hungry again. So it's very typical if you don't have enough fiber in your diet. And then for people who are have issues with their blood sugar, there's blood sugar fluctuations. Like for example, if they eat some sort of a processed, high refined food or processed food, for example, like said, like bread, pizza, pasta, the plain white pasta. Some people, like, they feel their blood sugar go up, and then after that it crashes down. So it's like, oh, up and down, up and down. So that's one of the signs and symptoms of fiber deficiency. What else? High cholesterol, and also fatigue and low energy. So because of the blood sugar fluctuations, you would be like so high with some, your blood sugar goes up, you'll be like really energetic, and suddenly after like an hour or two, you're like, I just want to go to sleep. So these are just the main things if you don't have enough fiber in our diet. Okay. So you ask me, like, so, okay, what should I eat if I want to have enough fiber in my diet? So these are the sources of dietary fibers. Mostly are fruits and vegetables and some of our nuts. So we have there's two different kinds of fiber, by the way, dietary fiber. We have soluble fibers and insoluble fibers, which we're going to talk about in the next couple slides. So here are just some samples. So of course we are to make give us ourselves a good amount of fiber in our diet. We have to eat all this beans that we have here, peanuts, peas, lentils, grains, particularly oatmeal, rice, particularly brown rice, not white rice, fruits, all different kinds of fruits, vegetables, and we have the green leafy vegetables and some fruits, and again, nuts and whole wheat. So these are the things. But sometimes, you can't eat a lot of them. So there is what we call a fiber gap. Our daily recommended value for diet to fiber is 28 grams per day, but sometimes you cannot eat that much. We can only eat so much. So average person, if really good at it, can about eat or take in 16 grams per day. And as I said, nowadays with all this processed food, sometimes that goes even lower. So we have a big gap of fiber gap. So that's why we need some supplements to supplement our fiber intake. And that's what psyllium husk is, okay? So psyllium husk is a form of fiber from the plantain plant seed, or the scientific name of this plantain plant is plantago. And then where do they get the fiber from this plant? This is actually a picture of the actual plantain plant. And what they do, there's like little seeds there. So as you can see, there's a little tiny seeds. And what they get that little seeds, and they get it from the outer coating or husk of the psyllium plant seeds. So that's why it gets its name, psyllium husk. So of course, the fiber from the psyllium husk is not digested, but thickens and forms a gel in your stomach, and that helps move things faster. And of course, the process is the gel traps some of the sugars and carbohydrates and even cholesterol that's in your food that you just taken in, and moves it down towards your intestine, and then it slowly reads the sugar, so you don't get the full blast of the sugars or carbohydrates that you just ate and then absorb in your body. The rest that's too much, it gets flushed away out of your system. So it's really known for a dietary supplement valued for its laxative properties because of this. So what are the benefits of psyllium husk? So first and foremost, obviously, it's the digestive health. So psyllium, aside from being a laxative benefit, it helps get rid of, our waste faster. It is also considered a prebiotic. So what is a prebiotic? It's actually a substance that is needed for the healthy maintenance of our probiotics in our gut. What are probiotics? Probiotics are what we call the good bacteria. So in our gut, our stomach, there is like a whole new world in there. There's a good and bad bacteria. Of course, we want the good bacteria because the good bacteria serves us. We give them a spot to live, but they also provide us with service. The bad bacteria just stay there rent free but does bad things in our stomach. So we want the good bacteria or the probiotics to grow more. So the prebiotic is food for the probiotics. So psyllium health is also considered as a prebiotic in addition to having laxative properties. Another one is heart health. So research have shown, so experts or scientists have shown that taking soluble fiber help people manage their cholesterol levels. So how does that work? Remember what I said with one of the properties of psyllium husk. Once it comes in contact with moisture, it forms a gel and makes the, if you have a gel there, it's heavy. It pushes down any kind of let's just say you just ate a big bowl of fatty foods. So of course you're so full. And then later on during the day, you drink your psyllium husk. And what it does, it pushes it down faster. So instead of sitting in your stomach and in your intestines for, let's say, 4-6 hours, if it does that, you absorb more of the fat. But what if you have something that pushes it down faster? So you only absorb like a 2 hours worth of fatty foods into your body. So it lessens the amount of stuff, excess stuff to get absorbed in your body. So in that sense, that helps up with your heart health. And because of that too, that is another benefit of the psyllium husk, is watching your weight. So psyllium absorbs liquid in your body, and it also make you feel full. So if you feel full, it controls the amount of food you eat. So that's why it kind of helps with, people with watching their weight. So these are just some of the benefits. There's a lot, but these are just the main benefits of psyllium husk in general. And these are just the clinical studies. They studied, the scientists studied this, that ingesting approximately 5 grams of psyllium husk for 8 weeks, they studied 22 cases with poor bowel conditions, and they made them take the 5 grams of psyllium husk. And at the end of their study, they showed frequency of bowel movements was increased. So before, they were not able to have a bowel movement for 2, 3 days, 5 days even. And then they, according to the study, after 8 weeks, their bowel movements, the stool was a little bit more heavy. So it wasn't like little, it was a lot. So they really flushed out all the waste products out of their body. The condition of the texture of the stool was not hard anymore. For people with bowel conditions, they tend to have very hard stool. So it's harder for them to get it out. And that's very painful, by the way. And same thing, the pain during removing your, having your bowel movements is lessened. So these are the clinical studies of, using the psyllium husk for a continuous amount of time. Oops, okay. So we're talking about dietary fiber. What is dietary fiber? It's known as roughage or bulk. So it includes the part of the plant that your food or plant foods that your body can't digest or absorb. So basically, it relatively passes intact through your stomach, to your small intestine, the colon, and out of your body. So think of it as a broom. So think of your house, have like garbage on the floor. So what do? You grab a broom and you sweep it out of the house. And that makes your house clean, right? So dietary fiber is like a broom for our stomach, our small intestine, and colons, because our gastrointestinal system is composed of that. Well, basically starts here from the mouth to our esophagus, to our stomach, the small intestine, and your large intestine, which is the colon. So of course, if you're eating something, sometimes it's so slow, it's just kind of like moves slowly. And then sometimes it gets stuck. And that's why when it gets stuck, that's where problems happen. So dietary fiber, what it does, it sweeps it down, sweep, and then until out of your body. So if there's any excess toxins or any kind of excess, material, their waste products, it's out of your body faster rather than, stays in your system. I mean, you reabsorb it, because in the big intestines or the large intestines or the colon, it reabsorbs moisture and other things back into your body. So if there are other things you don't want to absorb, that's where it happens. So with the broom, which is the dietary fiber, it sweeps it out. So again, there are 2 types of dietary fiber. We have the soluble fiber, which is the first one, which is a type of fiber that dissolves in water to form a gel-like material. So it helps make the stool softened by increasing viscosity, meaning the thickness. Okay, so it kind of like it turns into like a gel material, so it becomes more heavier. So the more heavy, the more gravity acts on it. Remember gravity? The more heavy you are, the more gravity pulls on you. That's the law of gravity. If you're lighter, it doesn't pull on you much because of the law of gravity. So by having the fiber there, it kind of makes it more bulkier. So soluble fiber is usually found in oats, peas, beans, apples, citrus fruits, and carrots and the like, and psyllium. Okay. We also have insoluble fiber. That's the other type of dietary fiber, which is a type of fiber that promotes the movement of materials through your digestive system, which increases the bulk. And good sources of this are whole wheat, wheat bran, nuts, beans, and some cauliflower, green beans, and potatoes. And also psyllium they have both equal amounts of soluble and insoluble fiber in it. So that's what's good with psyllium, because it has both of them. So when we're talking about a psyllium husk, there's a lot of psyllium husk all over the market. It's been here forever, but not a lot of people take it because they don't know about it. And why choose Atomy psyllium husk? And we'll talk about why it's better than others. So of course, we have absolute quality, absolute price, and that is our product philosophy. So number one, absolute quality. It contains psyllium husk that stimulates your bowel movements for a smooth bowel movement, and it contains each packet is like 2,200, and the recommended intake is two packets to make it 4,400 milligrams per day. So that's your the main ingredient, okay? And then second, which we're going to talk in more detail in a bit. And then plus, it doesn't only have, the psyllium husk. Unlike other brands, we also have contains 10 supplementary ingredients. And we'll talk about this 10 supplementary ingredients in detail in the next couple of slides. And then we also have the way they process it is very strict. So there's no other foreign substances or heavy materials that will mix in to your psyllium husk. So it's very strict. So you're kind of assured that it's safe to take. And then, of course, it's in a convenient stick pack. So you could take it anywhere. You can't have an excuse like, oh, I forgot my psyllium husk at home, so I'm not going to take it. You don't have an excuse because you can take it anywhere. You could even take it camping, take it like while you're traveling and everything. So those are the four main things. So number one, we're going to go in detail now. So number one, best source of ingredients. So it comes from these Chinese plantain plant, the seeds of the Chinese plantain plant. There's actually I research on it. Other products or other brands use a different kind of plantain plant. Our plantain plant scientific name is Plantago asiatica, or Chinese plantain. Other products, they use Plantago ovata. They're probably the same, similar, but this one, Chinese plantain is a plantain that grows in the wild. So they use the seeds, the shell of the seeds from this plant, and this plant is the fiber from the seeds of this plant shown to expand 40 times when it comes in contact with moisture. 40 times. That's a lot. So only a little bit it would expand, And it contains equal amounts of soluble and insoluble dietary fiber. I think other varieties of the husk of this plant has more of the soluble versus the insoluble dietary fiber. So what they take the seeds and they grind it up, and then now it becomes they process it into this little tiny little almost powdery like material. So that's the number one feature why our psyllium husk is better than others. So this is what it looks like. See, it's like a tiny part in the beaker here, and they just added some water, and then it just expands, and it's gel, like as if you leave it aside for like just 5 minutes, it forms. It's almost like a jello. It's like very thick gel. So that's why you have to drink it right away. Don't wait till it's almost like a gel. So again, it comes in contact with moisture. So once it does, it expands, and it kind of increases the weight of the stool and softens the stool, and then so it's easier for it to sweep it out of your system. Okay, so that's how it works. This is another diagram of how it works. It comes in contact with moisture, it bulks it up, and then your waste gets removed from your body faster rather than stay here and, just kind of get stuck. Okay. So in one packet, again, this is there's like 2 grams, approximately 2 grams of the psyllium husk in one packet. Okay. So this is the nutritional facts. So number 2, why is it better than our other brands out there? It contains, additionally from the psyllium husk main ingredient, you also have 10
It's a new product, so
Okay. So other products, just psyllium husk, that's it. No other things. But here they added 10 more things in it. What are these? So they have prune, bilberry, cranberry, blueberry, aronia berries, aloe vera, hibiscus, indigestible maltodextrin, chicory, and carrot. All of these are actually also high in fiber. And remember prune juice? I remember when I was working in a nursing home, when my residents don't have a bowel movement for several days, we don't usually just go ahead and give them medicine. This is good, but try natural first. I always give them prune juice. So this one, in addition to the psyllium husk, we add prune in there, prune powder, and that makes it kind of more better. You don't have, and some people don't like prune juice, by the way. There's a couple people who love it, but who loves to drink prune juice every day? It's like, the texture, the taste is like, So here you don't even feel it. It's just, because, yeah, try, if you're really into prune juice, good for you. But for most of us who don't like the taste of it, it's like, oh, I really don't want to take this every day. Maybe eating prunes okay, but not the juice. But here, it's already here, so you don't even have to think of, oh, I have to go get another prune juice out in the supermarket. There's already included in here. Okay, so that's number 2 feature. Number 3, strict raw material manufacturing process. So, of course, this is the process. I'm not going to go into detail on this one, but they kind of, in each stage, they really check on everything so that there's no heavy metal or pesticide residue. They kind of double screen it, so none of these heavy metals or pesticide goes into our psyllium husk. So we're not, they really have strict quality control so that we don't have included heavy metal in the psyllium husk. So that's wonderful. So they really, really go into detail into each stage of the processing. And the last feature or quality that is wonderful about our psyllium husk, it comes in a convenient pack. So other brands, it comes in a little big can and it has like a scoop. And of course, when you scoop, sometimes the powder just kind of spills all over the place and you can't carry the big scoop. If you want to go camping, you put it in a little container and sometimes you forget to label and you forget what it is. So here it's already labeled, it's already, it's ready to use. So it's very convenient. No measuring involved and it's very portable because you could take it anytime, anywhere, as long as you have water. I'm going to emphasize this. Make sure you have sufficient water close by when you take this, and I will explain why. Okay, so of course the directions, the suggestion is to take 1 packet at a time with sufficient amount of water twice a day. Okay, so 2 packets. Don't do 2 packets at one time. 1 packet twice a day. Okay, preferably 30 minutes before a meal if you want to have like that full feeling faster so you don't eat a lot. Okay, so there are 2 methods. This is the first method. I tried this and I really don't recommend much, but if you're, and I'll tell you why. So this is the first method of consuming it. You just open it and then drink some water first. You open it and then put the psyllium husk in your mouth. If you have a small throat like I have, don't do this because I did this and I almost coughed out. If you're going to do this method of taking the psyllium husk, divide it into 2. So you could just divide in 2 or 3 portions. So you drink, take a little bit, swallow, drink water, put a little bit, drink water, then put the remaining in, and then drink water. and then drink additional more water, especially if you feel your mouth still dry. Okay, especially if you have a throat or a mouth that's small. Okay, now if you have if you're and especially if you know if your throat is small because you have a tendency to choke on when you eat, like when you eat something or drink something, you're just kind of start choking or coughing. I don't recommend this because there's a tendency they might choke on this thing. Because remember, once it comes in contact with water, it would expand. Okay, so not my recommended technique. What I would recommend is the second method. Okay, second method of taking in your Atomy psyllium husk safely. So especially if you have a small throat like we do, most Asians have a little bit smaller intake here. So and especially if you're small stature too, you also have like I am, you're gonna have a small opening. So this is the best way to take your psyllium husk. So grab a cup of water, preferably 150 200 ml, maybe like 3/4 quarter of a glass of water. Okay, grab a water and just pour it in, and then stir very fast, and it kind of blends in, because it has like soluble fiber in it, so it kind of melts with the water. There's a little bit some left that are not. Those are the insoluble fiber. Remember, insoluble fiber does not mix well with water. There's a little bit, but not a lot. You just mix it together and then you drink it as soon as possible. Don't let it sit in your table or for even more than 3 minutes, because after that it's already very like a thick gel. So pour it in, open, pour, mix, 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 drink it up real fast. And then after you drink it, drink another 3/4 cup or 3/4 glass of water. Okay, because that would help. If you can drink up to a half a liter after that, that's fine. You could not do it like one sweep. Just kind of you mix it with 200 mLs water, drink, pour the packet in, drink it, and then another drink of water, and then maybe after a couple minutes, maybe 30 minutes or so, or an hour, drinks another glass of water. And that would kind of help make things go along, because it still continuously absorbs water inside your body. So this is what we recommend. This is my recommendation. My recommendation on how to take the psyllium husk. Okay. So caution, of course. Drinking this without water can be dangerous because it might block your throat. That's why I said the first method I don't really recommend as much, unless you kind of cut it in 4 or 3 portions. When it's mixed with water, another caution is consumed. You may feel uncomfortable due to the swelling of the husk over time. So consume. That's why you don't let it sit in the table. If it's as long as when it's already mixed with water, don't wait till it coagulates or kind of becomes into a gel. Avoid this ingredient if you have allergies to psyllium husk, obviously, or any of those fruits or vegetables that was mentioned in the 10 ingredients. Discontinue the use and consult your doctor if you do have allergies to any of its ingredients. Of course, don't take it if it's expired. If you feel when you take it right away, you feel full right away, I recommend to start with just half a packet first. If you haven't used psyllium husk ever, start with half a packet and see how your body feels. Okay, and then gradually increase it to a full packet, and then gradually increase it to another packet. Take it slow. Also, those who haven't had you don't take a lot of fiber in your diet, and you also don't do psyllium husk before, start with just again slow too, because if you take two 2 packets in a day, immediately you will feel your body will not get used to it. You'll feel bloated and gassy. So start slow if you're not used to this. Okay, so half a packet first, or 1 packet a day first, and then after several days, once your body gets used to it, then do the recommended 2 packets in a day. Okay. So if you consume it with hot water, you may experience discomfort because it expands more faster with hot water. So I would recommend just tap water or cold, okay? Because with hot water, it expands more. So just regular room temperature water would be fine. You don't need the hot water for this. And of course, if you're pregnant, nursing, or on medications, please check with your doctor before you use. Keep out of reach children because it's very, if you take it like directly from the packet, it's sweet. So the kids might think it's candy. And of course, kids have smaller throats compared to adults. So you have to be careful that it's not within reach of them because they won't understand that they have to drink more water on it because it's a risk for also choking. Okay. So contraindication, children, it should not be taken by children unless recommended by the pediatric doctor. If you have history of bowel obstruction or bowel spasms, if you have history of colon or rectal cancer, if you're allergic to the ingredients, if you're pregnant, nursing, or taking medications, check with your doctor first. If you have a condition known phenylketonuria or PKU, it's an inherited genetic metabolic disorder. If you have that, you're not supposed to take this. And if you have difficulty swallowing or narrowing anywhere in your digestive tract, talk to your doctor before you take any of the fiber supplements. And of course, again, 30 minutes before meals, okay? And this is absolute price. So in each box, there is 30 packets in a box. So if you do 2 packets in a day, that would only get you $1.93. That's not bad at all. It's like, the coffee that you buy in a popular coffee shop costs more than that. If you do it only once a day, some people can only tolerate one packet a day. That's fine. You don't need to do like 2 packets in a day. If you don't, if you're not used to it, you can only do once a day. Then it will only cost you 96 cents per day. So, it's very, absolute quality for that price. You get all that good quality, good ingredients, good, clean ingredients. Let me emphasize that. And again, these are why it's a very, compared to other products, our product is really absolute quality. And these are my references. And that's for the psyllium husk. So that's one of our new products of the Atomy. And then we also have another one. This one's a little bit shorter compared to the other ones. So let me share my screen. And I love this new product also. It's like everybody is raving about it. And I think already it's out of stock in certain warehouses. So this is the new product along with the psyllium husk. It's nothing related, but it's Atomy Ethereal patches. Again, disclaimer, these slides were prepared for educational purposes. It does not claim it's intended, it's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So ethereal, what does the word ethereal means? Or, it's more heavenly, heavenly. And why they named that one? I will tell you why. So let's talk about aromatherapy. Okay, aromatherapy is like a new thing nowadays. What does it mean? It's like the use of essential oils to improve health and well-being of a person. And you'll see it every time. You'll see people like, oh, I have this aromatherapy. I'm on, they use essential oil to help relieve my stress, my anxiety, my headaches, and other things. So it's basically essential oils, the use of essential oils to make you feel better. Okay. So it's everywhere. It comes in, where does it come from, this essential oils? It comes from different plant components, flowers, particularly leaves, fruits, barks. They're boiled or processed to collect the main essence or extract. And sometimes it has medicinal properties. And it's sometimes used in healthcare settings, in some healthcare settings nowadays, if they have the protocol. And what does it do? It serves as healing agent that acts on the body via 3 ways. First, when it comes in contact with the skin, And second and third is through the nose and lungs, because when you inhale this aroma of these essential oils, it activates a part of our brain called the amygdala. There's like deep inside of our brain. That amygdala is the one in charge of our emotional triggers. So sometimes, have you smell like sometimes when you smell something, it triggers a memory? So smells activate the brain, like any kind of odor. So that's what the essential oils is, that it helps go to that pathway, one of the pathways, the nose and the lungs, and it helps release endorphins, which are feeling good hormones that goes to our body, a sense of pleasure or well-being. So essential oil comes in different forms. We have the, you go to the spa, there's massage oils and stuff like that. It comes in soap, you spray it in your room, you put it in a diffuser like this one. And the new form is in patches, okay? So a new form. The other ones, you see it every day. Sometimes in massage oil, you have to be careful because you have to put the main essential oil mixed with a carrier oil, or else it would burn your skin. So you have to be careful with that one. Don't just, oh, it's an essential oil, let me put it in my skin directly. You have to be careful because some of those essential oils, pure essential oils, can burn your skin. So it has to be carried in a carrier oil. So another oil like jojoba oil, or, olive oil, or shea oil, or whatever. Like, just to kind of, so it dilutes it. But the new technologies we have now is the patches, which is really awesome. Because why? It's very convenient. It has a sticker-like quality. It can adhere to our skin directly, and you could just apply it to one spot. You don't have to, it's very focused on one particular area. It's convenience, no mess. That's the thing. I used to have all these essential oils and I have to mix it with the carrier oil. It all spills all over my table, and then it's just like, you're not careful, you're gonna burn yourself. So you don't need, with the patches, you don't need to hold it, touch it, or otherwise, there's no mess, and you can't spill or burn your skin or cause a slipping hazard. Sometimes you put it on your feet, and then when you walk, you're gonna slip. So here you don't have to deal with that problem. So essential oil patch. Now I looked everywhere. There's not a lot of essential oil patch like we do. So it's very rare. And we are one of the ones that we have this essential oil patches. I said there's a lot of essential oil aromatherapy therapies out there, but not a lot of it is in the patch form. So we are so lucky that Atomy is offering us what we call an essential oil patch called Atomy Ethereal patches. So our Atomy Ethereal patches, like here, okay, this in a box, there's like 11 of these packets. Okay, so 11, that's a lot. And in one packet, you just like, oh, there's only 11. No, in one packet too, there's 5 more patches in there. Okay, so when you open it, there's 5, and then you have 11. So there's a total of 55 sheets in the one box of the Atomy Ethereal patches. And what are the ingredients? We have peppermint essential oil, eucalyptus essential oil, and zinc oxide are the main ingredients. So what makes our Atomy Ethereal patches different from other brands? First of all, again, you rarely see an essential oil patch in the market. Very rare. You see it more on a oil bottle or diffuser, or for a diffuser or the spray or something like that, but not a lot sell about the patches. So we are lucky we have this. So the first feature why we have really good quality product is, of course, absolute quality. We have the eucalyptus. It's composed of eucalyptus essential oil and peppermint oil. So let's talk about individually about this. So peppermint essential oil is extracted from the leaves of the peppermint plant, which is an aromatic herb in the mint family. And its main chemical component is menthol, and has a sharp odor that's cool and refreshing. And if applied to skin, it can help with itching, muscle pain, and headache. So it's really like a soothing, herb. And sometimes some chefs or cooks, they use some of the mint to enhance the flavor of their food. So it's a very, very versatile plant. So the essential oil, once you extract the essential oil from the peppermint plant, what are the benefits? It has been shown to have antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, antiviral properties. It's also an antioxidant. It's also an anti-allergenic. So that's why if you have itchy, it relieves that one. It soothes. It has pain-killing effects. It relieves, of course, itching and muscle pain, and also reduces muscle spasms, stress, and headaches. Just to kind of like, if you are like have a peppermint at home plant at home or herb, in the summertime where there's mosquitoes or anything like that, you just, you could grab a handful of the leaves and kind of crush it, and that keeps the mosquitoes away. But if you kind of crush the leaves, so that's one way to get some of the essential oil leak into your hands, by grabbing the leaf of the peppermint and then kind of crushing it, and then that scent is released, the oil is released. So it's they have research on that one, that it has mosquito repellent properties also. How about the eucalyptus? What is eucalyptus essential oil? It's extracted from the leaf of the eucalyptus plant. And it has a history of wide applications. It's been known in Asian medicine as a antiseptic, repellent from insects, fragrance, pharmaceutical, and industrial uses. And what are benefits of the eucalyptus? It's also a mosquito repellent. It has antimicrobial properties. It clears stuffy noses and relieve cold flu symptoms, makes you breathe easier, and it ease any kind of pain, arthritis pain. Works by how does it work? It brings by bringing cooling or warming sensation to that particular area in order to soothe the pain. And the aroma calms the nerves. So it's a very anti-anxiety aroma. And of course, the last ingredient is the zinc oxide, which is known to block all three forms of UV rays. So, this is the main ingredient of our sunblock, by the way. Has the ability to help speed the healing of wounds, forms a barrier. It's a protectant. Prevents sunburn. That's why it's in most of the sunblocks everywhere. Prevents inflammation and has antiseptic properties. So all these three main ingredients are in our patches. Okay. Number 2 feature why our patches are really awesome. It's the way they extract the essential oils. It's very, strict process where they use pure raw herbs when they extract it. And then, they kind of like when they assemble, this is the way they do it. The clean environment, very good, high quality, quality. They really check the quality of each product, and it's really good. And of course, they have earned the halal certificate from the Taiwan Halal Integrity Development Association, because this is a GSGS product from Taiwan. So if you look at the back, it says made in Taiwan right here. So it's really, really popular a product over there too. So number 3, what makes our essential oil patches or Atomy Ethereal patches better than what's out there? First of all, they use a technology called far infrared 9 micron light technology, wherein the way they process these or infuse the essential oils into the patch. So in a way, by using the lightweight technology, it helps the essential oils to penetrate the skin 6 centimeters into the skin, compared to other brands which can only penetrate without the lightweight technology, can only penetrate 1 centimeters deep into the skin. So this goes in a little bit deeper to help absorb, those essential oils that we need. Okay, so that's one thing. We had this really patented technology. Second thing, I really researched on this one too. I measured the patch. So the patch is big. It's 6 by 4. 6 inches by 4 inches. And I looked at the biggest type of patch. I'm not going to mention any brand names or anything. I looked at the big patch of other brands, and the dimensions of the other brands, the biggest patch they have was the one I found anyway, is 5.5 inches and 3.94 inches. So it's much bigger compared to other brands. And it's, it's really like, we have more. Remember, 55 sheets in one box because it's like 5 in one packet, basically. What else? It's made up of this high quality flexible material, and it sticks to your skin very easily. So the front looks like this, okay? Has the logo and everything. And the back has this yellow back portion. That's the paper backing. So you just have to remove the paper backing to apply it. And it's so flexible that it goes to like the curves that
All right, she's will maybe technical problem, so we just wait.
and
I know I'm ordering this. Definitely. She's back.
so like here, and then you just cut
She's
it
back.
into pieces. So and then you cut it, and then you could put it in anywhere. Okay. So you could cut it to pieces, and there's guidelines, by the way. So you don't cut it like, that's why the dots are for. So you could cut it straight. So if you're really good at cutting straight, the dots will help you, okay? And then absolute price. Other brands cost like 15.99 per box. And there's only like how many patches in there? I can see my thing. 6 patches cost you like 2.66 per patch. How about us? It's like 33 per box. 55 patches only cost like 60 cents per patch or per sheet, whatever. So it's really, I've been like putting it on like almost every hour if I could do it, because it's really wonderful. And then how to use. So this is the exciting part. How to use. Of course, you could cut it to size. You could and then remove the paper backing and then apply. Okay, very easy. And then just a little caution, do not use more than 4 hours for each application. So you leave it on for 4 hours, and you could really feel some other patches. I noticed, because I usually use other patches before, I could only feel the effect for like maybe the most 2 hours. And then after 2 hours, it's like, it's no longer. So I take it off anyway. Here, after 4 hours, I could still feel the lingering effects of it. Even, of course, the first 2 hours is there, but after 4 hours, it's still there. And then when I take it off, I could still feel it, even if you take it off. Although it's recommended if you have very sensitive skin, do not put it more than 2 hours, because some people are very sensitive to the adhesive. So if you're sensitive to adhesives, then don't put it for too long. Okay. But if you're not, then 4 hours is, don't put more than 4. But one time I put one on I put it here and I forgot. I fell asleep. Of course, it's 7 hours. I took it off. It was fine. My skin was fine. But recommended, don't use more than 4 hours. Do not paste on the same area of the skin, so you could kind of move it around if you need to be. And store in a cool, dry place, and make sure you kind of close this, or else all that essential oil is going to escape, and then it's not going to be as effective as it is.
Or if we lost her again.
Mosquito magnet. If I go out, all the mosquitoes would zoom into me and ignore everybody else. So that's I'm a mosquito. So I'm gonna really test this out, about the patches. But right now there's no mosquitoes, so I can't really test it out. But you could use this as a mosquito repellent, or if you already got bit by the mosquitoes, you could put it anywhere. You got bit there, you apply it. If you have a headache or a sinus, pressure right there, put it there, or here, or here, or there. If you have a little bit of ache in your jaw or your tooth, you could put it there, or your throat, you could put it there. If you have any shoulder pain, elbow pain, some pain in your tummy from gas, a little bit of menstrual pain, you could put it there. You were working on something, you were making bread and then you now have a sore arm or wrist, put it there. You could put it on your knees if you have achy knees from the cold weather. When you were running and you have a shins, your shin is hurting, you could put it there. You could put it anywhere. Some people say they use it to help them sleep. And what they do, they put it at the bottom of their foot, on each side, and then put some on your also like a little small square on here and on the soles of the feet, and that helps them. Just put some socks on it so that it keeps it in better. It helps them sleep. So then that can help you also go to sleep, according to some people, some testimonies. So everywhere, you could put it everywhere. Just don't put it on any areas where you have an open area. That's my only thing. Don't put it on a spot where you have a rash or a cut that's open, or something that's bleeding. Don't put it on there, okay? So no open areas. That's the only thing. Put it on intact skin. Let me emphasize, intact skin, no rashes, no kind of skin condition. So avoid those areas. And once you empty your, if you use this up, the packet, okay, say you used it. There's still essential oil still left in there. So what I do, I put my mask into the packet and keep it nice and smell good. Because if you smell it, it's like, oh, it smells good. So I put my mask in there, like in between my uses. So I put it in my bag if I don't use it. And then when I need it, I open it up and take out my mask and put it on. Oh my, it's so refreshing, because sometimes you're just breathing your own breath when you have the mask, right? It's like, ugh, I know I brushed my teeth, but I just ate a garlicky pizza or whatever, and now I could smell garlicky stuff on my mask. So put your mask back in the thing, and then you put it on so you don't smell that garlicky after breath that you get after you ate a garlicky meal. So that's just another, useful thing. So it's like, recycling also. So I found this one in a YouTube, in another that features about the ethereal patches. There's another Atomian from Canada. So again, this slide is only for educational purposes. It does not claim to intend to diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases. So these are your other applications in one shot here. So if you have upper back pain, you could put it right there. Shoulder blades, if you have cold symptoms, you could put it there, also on your chest. Lower back, knee pain, lower back pain, upper back pain. You have stiffness, muscle pain everywhere. Some people don't even open, how they don't even take off the paper lining. They just kind of get this and then put it on, low with the logo down, put it in there like that, and just help go to sleep. And or a headache, they just kind of put it like that. So according to this sinus, so definitely this one I already have. At work, my coworker, he was having a headache, and then he was like, having using the old-fashioned way. There's a liniment that comes in a liniment that you kind of like, put it in your head. I told him, here, use this. And he said, like, oh, I don't have to have my hands dirty with this liniment and from the other brand. I just put it there, and I feel he felt better after that. He just took a little square of it and put it in his temple. And we have also on the back, on the nose, the throat, everywhere. So these are, you could take a screenshot of that. I said I credit it to this another Atomian. I borrowed this slide from her. It's not my own slide, so it's gonna give you that disclaimer there. But I find it very useful and I love it. Different kinds of application. So of course, just like anything else, there's precautions. Of course, you use it within 3 to 4 hours after removing the backing of the film, because again, the essential oils will evaporate immediately. So after 3-4 hours out in the, make sure if you don't need it, put it back in the little sealed container. If not, you're going to lose the essence of it. If you apply it in a joint or oily skin, it can easily fall off. Like if you put it on your elbow, you could put like either one of those arm sleeves that you put on, or like a ace wrap, so that it doesn't fall off, okay? Because when you move your joint, you move it, so then the stickies would keep coming off, okay? if applied on dry skin, it might get sticky. So make sure when you remove it slowly, do not zap, or else if your skin is dry, it's gonna remove some of your skin. So be careful if your skin is very sensitive. If you're sweaty, on the other hand, kind of like make sure you also put more bandage on it, like a little bandage. So yes, once you open the package, reseal it right away, because or else the essential oil will lose its effectiveness. Don't put it on open wounds or the mouth or any areas that's close to the eyes, or have eczema or any rashes. Don't put it on those places. And if you develop any redness, itching, or rashes, then meaning you might be allergic to the ingredients. So check with your doctor if you have that, condition. And of course, for pregnant women or allergic to cosmetics or medicines, or children under the age of 2, people with sensitive physical conditions, please check with your doctor before use. And these are my resources. And that ends my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Awesome job, Jessica. Thank you.
I'd like to.
Big round of applause for Jessica, everybody.